AA battery to charge you up. Ask a Nico vibe, let it lift you up. We're talking life goal streams and so much more. Dropping all the keys, let us open your doors. AA battery to charge you up. Ask a Nico vibe, let it lift you up. We're talking life goal streams and so much more. Love, live, and laugh, let your mind explore. Hey everybody, it's your girl Anicco Annan coming to you in full effect. Get ready for another episode of AskAnicco. If you don't know, AskAnicco.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Anicco Annan in the building, here for my first show of AskAnicco. And I'm very, very happy and pleased to have this gentleman and feeling very blessed to have gotten a little bit of his time because as we all know, time is very important and we can never get it back. So I'm so happy that he was willing to give us this brief time. Now, we're going to dive right in. Of course, we're going to dive right in onto what we're doing. Here at AskAnicco, we talk to people who are using their gifts to elevate others. So today I brought in a special guest. He's a writer, self-taught musician. He plays piano, guitar, bass, drum, all self-taught, ladies and gentlemen, writes his own music and has backed up artists like Mariah Carey, Joe. He's done features with Wyclef. He's done actual songs with Wyclef. He's also worked with Carl Thomas, just to name a few. He's extremely talented. He's from my native country of Ghana. Chalet Black Star in the building. I have none other than Kofiblack. AskAnicco is basically about topics that we talk about, things that help to push others. Obviously, you've been blessed with this gift from God, and we want to talk about how you use this gift to elevate others. But we also intertwine it with life strategies that people can implement into their own life so that they can achieve, great things such as yourself. And today's topic overall for our show is about action. I'm sure you know about this one. Now, action is described as the process of doing something, typically to achieve an aim or a goal.
AA battery to charge you up. AskAnicco vibe.
First off, thanks again for having me. It's an honor to be on your show. My name is Kofiblack, Kofiblack, however you like to say it. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, composer. I do film scoring. I've sung background for, a few people actually named. We're not going to go down the line, but, I closely work with my mentor, Wyclef. I've done albums, I've done songs for Tory Lanez, Jim Jones, Wu-Tang, Young and May. A lot of people. I've done songs with a lot of people, but I've been blessed to live my dreams and continue living my dreams. So I'm an engineer as well. I have my own business. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kofiblack Music LLC. You know what I'm saying? Take care of all your musical needs, marketing needs, all of that.
So obviously you're gifted in so many areas. How do you use these gifts to elevate others?
Well, it all starts with, in the Bible it talks about, God will make room for your gifts. And when you tap into that and remove all of the distractions, you're paying attention out, everybody don't believe I do. So I'm going to listen to that accordingly. And that's what I did. And, my mom, who's also a minister, she just beat that into our heads, and have your job to sustain you until you tap into your gift to make room for you. So I caught on very, very early. I knew what I wanted to do early, and if I can show somebody, hey, do what you love to do, it's gonna take some time, but if you do what you love to do, it's going to eventually pay off. And that's the true success is happiness. And that's where my happiness lies, not in money, but just being able to do what I love. And then there's a few people that appreciate it. That's it. I think that helps lift others when you can be an example to be like, hey, yo, I came from the same project. I came from the same hood. I came from the same village. No excuses for you.
I feel like your songs elevate people. They elevated me
Thank you.
The music, you're welcome. I love to dance, as you know. The melodies are very, very, they're catchy. The songs mean something, and the words and the lyrics have an impact. So your music is elevating other people. And this is why I wanted you to come on to the show. And obviously you're taking action. If you weren't, we wouldn't even know who Kofiblack was. So now that we're talking about action, let me just segue into that. Can you give my audience a few of your gems of tools that you use to implement action into your day? And you have so many things that you do, you juggle. What are ways that you use to create action in your life? Because everyone has those days where they just don't feel like it.
Right. Number one thing is discipline. Don't wait to be motivated. Those days where you don't feel like doing something, get up and make it happen anyway. Count to 5 and just do it. You want to be a good planner. You want to plan. Structure is good. So when you have, structure and, discipline, everything will pretty much fall in line. That's the action. The action is really executing the discipline. So write out your day the night before and literally check off everything you're going to do until it becomes a habit. And that's what makes people successful, their habits, the way they do things. Okay? So you have to be a great execution of, it's a form of, seeing if you're going to lie to yourself. Literally write out what you're going to do the next day. At 7 a.m., I'm going to get up, I'm going to pray. At 7:30, I'm going to do push-ups and sit-ups. At 8 o'clock, whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? So I schedule out my music. Sometimes I'm like a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So I could just have structure. I have to make sure this gets done.
It's so funny because the things that you said, and to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, Kofi said discipline is number 1. Don't wait to be motivated. Number 2, plan. He said structure. That was number 3. Action is execution. Write down what you want to do the night before. Make a habit of checking off what you're going to do as a list. Make this a habit to actually put a line through it physically. This is a mind thing that helps you with your mindset. So these are tools and exercises that he's giving you that can help you. Lastly, hold yourself accountable. We lie to ourselves so many times. Oh, I was supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. And you didn't get anything done. But if you had written it down, the things that were important, and you got them done, then you would be able to see that you're getting closer to whatever it is that your goal is for that day. So those are actions. That's called an action plan, or action steps is basically what Kofi just shared with you. Give us a typical day for Kofiblack. How do you execute this action? Just a mock day of how your day would go.
Okay, mock day.
Yep.
I stay about 5:45. I roll out of bed. Well, first 5:45, meditate. I have to get the mind ready. Then before I even roll out of bed, I would have done 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 like squats or something like that.
Okay.
I go to the bathroom, do what I need to do. Time all that's done, I'll take a trip to the gym, just to get into that habit, get some cardio, get my boxing gloves, go hit the heavy bag. So I'm in the gym for another hour. Yeah, I'm in an hour and a half, whatever. I come back, open my laptop, check my emails, and prepare for my sessions during the day. So I might finish up some film scoring, finish up some beats for a few clients, mixing and mastering. All of that's going to go between that and maybe that, that 9 to 5 schedule, like I said. So from that 5:45, with the gym and the traveling and all of that, by 9 o'clock, I'm already showered up in front of my computer, ready to start my day.
I love it. He starts his day at 5:45 a.m. He's up early. Guys, if we want to conquer our day, we need to start a little earlier. This getting up at 9, 10, 11, I don't think it's going to cut it. If you have a big goal, you need more time in your day. And what I took away from what Kofi was saying, and I hope you heard him clearly, he has a whole routine that he does before he starts his workload. Everything he described from 5:45 to 9 a.m. was self-care, meditation, exercise, shower, food. It was all about him. Then he's ready to give himself to everybody else. He made himself the top priority from the time that he starts his day. And this is something that we sleep on, ladies and gentlemen. We roll out of bed, we get going. Where do they need to be? Who needs to do that? Hit it. Slow it down. Calm down and figure out what it is that you need to do for the day. But first, take care of yourself. Because if you're not 100, whatever you got to do for the day, most likely won't get done all the way, or just be done in a poor way. So now that we've talked about who you are, what you do, why you do it, and how you do it, now it's time to get into the fun. This is AskAnicco Trivia. So again, we will go back over the action plan at the end of the show. For those who are just tuning in or missed what we were saying, we're going to go back over it again. So don't worry, because part of action is repetition. So we'll talk about repeating things too, because it becomes something embedded into your DNA or your brain or whatever you want to call it, so that it becomes one of your systems. So we'll talk about that in a second. Let's get into the fun. So my first question to you is, Biggie or Tupac? Get everyone with this one.
Listen, man, it depends on what I'm listening for. It depends on what I'm listening for. If I'm talking about, as in of the person, change, I'm gonna go with Pac because he stood for something.
All right.
If I have to, and you know what I'm saying, everything. But Biggie, his skill of actual rap was superior. His skill.
Okay. Drake or Lil Wayne?
Drake.
All right. Prince or Michael?
See, that's one of those questions, because I can relate more. Okay, I like MJ. MJ's the GOAT, right? Okay. But I can relate more to Prince because he's a musician.
I love it. All right, we'll go to another genre. Burna Boy or DeVito? And I'm sure you probably worked with both of them. That's a crazy part. And I know you've worked with.
Listen, so those are two. You see, my thing is I appreciate every little thing about those are two different energies.
Yeah, they are. That's I put them on two. Exactly.
It's two different energies, and they're both putting on. So shout out to them for putting on for Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because we all loving them. It depends. You know what I'm saying? Like when Ye come on, or
I like them both. So it's hard for me.
Yeah, it's hard for me. Like, but it's just certain things. Because I see people trip over, like, even though it's old, when I see like a whole bunch of katas, just a whole bunch, everybody wilding out.
Yep.
I'm happy because
because it's our music. I know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm happy that you caught up. Like I've been listening.
Yeah, I've been listening to it, but
I'm happy that you get it. You're getting it. I can't pick between those two. Those two.
We'll give them both. Then we'll give it to them both. How about
please? They're both icons.
All right, they are both icons. You're right. That was a tough one. I was like, I don't know, because I like them both. So we'll go into one more genre, and then we'll play our last two questions. Bob Marley or Peter Tosh?
See, watch this. So if you know music,
right,
that's when you have too much knowledge about, like, you know what I'm saying. You go into it, you know what both of them is. They both stood for something.
Yep.
But Bob is Bob. Let's keep it a buck. Bob is Bob. I was raised off of Bob, and I was raised off of Peter Tosh too. But Bob was more, you know what I'm saying. He brought reggae to the world. Like otherwise, we wouldn't have really known. So let me get to Bob.
You get to Bob. All right. Now that was a toss up. And depending on your musical knowledge, which I know you have an extensive knowledge of music, that's why I went that far back, because some people don't know what you were going to say about the Peter Tosh and the Wailers. Like people don't know all that history. So yeah.
Peter was raw. Peter was raw. Yeah. His lyrics, the way his delivery. But Bob, this is the difference between them. Bob had this magic about him. It's just his vibe was just infectious, and he had his message, but he brought a magic to it. Like, yo, there's something, you got an energy on you, man. You're anointed.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it's true. Everyone, I mean, not say everyone does not have that. Certain people, I mean, certain people, as in yourself, have that kind of energy that people just gravitate to them. And Bob Marley, definitely very energetic. Performances were off the chain. I wish I could have seen him live one day, but that is a wish that I know we shouldn't wish, but that one I kind of wish, because he is.
Yeah. I just wish I could be able to feel what everybody else felt
in the audience. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
What 3 things would Kofiblack bring back from Africa if he was never to return to the land again?
You can't ask me. I mean, like, what 3? I mean, we already got gold. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you bring back gold?
I mean, there's gold here. Right? You know what I'm saying? All right, listen. For business wise, obviously, you bring back that, some cocoa. Like, business wise.
So you bring cocoa, you bring gold, and what's the third thing?
Man, what's the third? What is the third thing, man? I gotta bring some. I'm a cultured person. Yeah, I'm from food. I don't know, whatever.
Food?
You know what I'm saying? What would you bring back?
I would bring back a man, a really good man, because the ones here are just not right.
But y'all complain about the ones out there too.
Okay, but I would bring a king back. Okay, I'd bring myself back, a prince or a king. How about that? Okay, let me start over. What I would bring back, I would bring jewelry. Gold, diamonds, jewelry. Number 2, I'd bring back probably some spices, because I'd want to cook the food wherever I'm at, and I couldn't get those seasonings wherever I'm at. Right. And I think the third thing I would bring back is fabric. The cloth. I would bring kente or in Nigeria, how they call it, the lace fabric. I would bring a lot of fabric and cloths, because then I could make clothes wherever I was at with those materials. So those would be my 3 things. So my sister's gonna put a clock on for 30 seconds, and in 30 seconds you can call your artist out. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to just write mine down. She's writing yours down, and then we're gonna count and see who got more in 30 seconds. You ready?
Yeah.
I know you're probably.
I don't know where to start. You might beat me. And
the R&B artist can be from now, any R&B artist. And R&B, as you know, as a musician, it covers so many different artists. Even neo soul is R&B. So any R&B artist that come to your mind in 30 seconds. So she's gonna put a timer on, and we're gonna set it. I'm gonna she's gonna give me the okay. Tell me when you're ready. All right. So set the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Temptations, The 4 Tops, Bryson Tiller, Tory Lanez, Kofiblack, Joe, Carl Thomas, Blackstreet, Drew Hill, Jodeci, Donny Hathaway, Isaac Hayes, Rick James, Brian McKnight, Joe, Mariah Carey, SWV, TLC. Let me see who else. Kofi Brown, Case, Tyrese, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Usher.
All right, we're coming down to the last few seconds. Let me know when the timer's up. The timer is it?
Jasmine Sullivan, Jill Scott, her.
Oh man,
Alicia
okay.
Keys.
And time's up. I have Keisha Cole, Kofiblack, of course, Drew Hill. I think I heard that when you said it. I wrote it. Mary J, Beyonce, SWV, Usher, and Joe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8, and you had like 20.
Oh, I ain't even.
All right. I'm gonna have to take a loss for this game. I usually beat the guest. So can you please tell us where to find you and for the next projects?
Yeah, so you can find me on all social media, Kofiblack Music, Kofiblack Music, Kofiblack Music on all platforms. What else? I have a few projects coming up. The recent one I have, I got something coming up with Jim Jones that I'm really, really proud of.
Nice.
The OG called me to I'm producing.
Hey.
I'm producing it and mixing and mastering it, and I got a few songs on there. So I really, really like that because that's what I always wanted to. I like working with OGs. You know what I'm saying? There's no age to that. That's dope. I got some stuff coming up with Miss Mariah Carey.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love it.
Some more stuff coming up with Tory Lane.
Nice.
And my project, I'm finally gonna get to my project. So I have a Afrobeat EP that I'm gonna come out with. You know what I'm saying? That it's gonna bridge the gap because this is a perfect time. I have a strong lineage here in the States as well.
List your steps that you're going to do. Define your end goal. List the steps that you're going to use to get there. Prioritize your tasks. Make deadlines for your tasks. 4, set milestones along the journey by this day, by this time, but reasonable. Identify your resources. Who do you need to get these things done? Visualize the plan that you're doing. See it. What you're doing, see it. Monitor and evaluate and update it. Man, oh man, this is important. It's the same thing Kofi was saying. On the same line, you've got to hold yourself accountable for things that you're not doing or things that you need to do so that they can get done. Nothing happens with just motivation. No. Action behind the motivation. And Kofi says something very important again. When you don't feel like it, do it any daggone way. He also told you, get up earlier in the morning, start your day earlier. And a lot of times we don't want to get up early, but do it anyway. Once you get going, the flow will happen, the energy will start going, and before you know it, you'll be up and at it. And you continue to do it daily, as Kofi said, it will become a habit. And one more thing I want to add to that, because it was really important, that list that you make the night before, Kofi talked about, that plan, that structure. Look at that physical list and physically cross off the things that you've done. It makes you feel good. It's like a reward. It's like, I did that. Ooh, even if it's a grocery store, bank, whatever, put a line through it. Because then you know you've achieved something that you set out to do today. Like me, I'm going to put a line through interview with Kofiblack. Because finally I got my man in the building. I'm so excited. So that wraps up another edition of AskAnicco. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next time we'll have another special gift and a guest, a gift and a guest. And Kofi, anything to say to the audience before we close out?
Once again, thank you, Anicco, for having me. I appreciate you, Black woman, for what you do. You keep that smile going. You keep changing lives. You keep changing the world. And for everyone, tap into what God gave you. Figure that out and, go ahead and be rich. And being rich doesn't mean always, monetarily. Rich is how you feel. If you're doing what you love to do and you have happiness, happiness really is it. You know what I'm saying? So don't be happy and broke. But I'm saying, be happy, tap into your gift, make a whole bunch of money. I wish you all the best and love.
AA battery to charge you up. AskAnicco vibe, let it lift you up. We're talking life goals, dreams, and so much more. Dropping all the keys, let us open your doors. AA battery to charge you up. AskAnicco vibe, let it lift you up. We're talking life goals, dreams, and so much more. Love, live, and laugh, let your mind explore.